Alright, what's up guys? JaretCampisi coming back at you with another motorcycle video. Yesterday, Ducati announced the brand new 1299 Final Edition, and if you know anything about me, you know that I absolutely love Ducati as a brand, and I love the Panigale in particular. I think it's like the best sport bike ever made, and absolutely love it. So I was waiting to see what this bike was going to be, and it's a little bittersweet for me because a Final Edition means it's pretty much the end of the Panigale series as a V-Twin. But they are in the works on a V4 version. I think I'm not sure if it's going to be the Panigale or not, but normally when you do a Final Edition, it means next year will be the last time for the Panigale in the series in the exact way that it is now, and then in 2019 it would be something else. Okay, so today what we're going to do is take a look at the 1299 Panigale R Final Edition. I'm going to give you my thoughts and feelings on the bike, and then we'll go from there. So first off, here's the shot of the new bike. So if you don't know how Ducatis work, basically with their superbikes, they have Panigale 1299 Superbike, right? So that's their superbike. They have a standard edition, that's their red one, it's $19,000. From there they have a Panigale 1299S, so that's like a little bit more of an upgraded version of their 1299. That one has a bunch of different things like electronic suspension, lighter wheels, full LED lighting, and a few other things. From there you step up to a Ducati Panigale R, and that's like their like super spec'd out track version. R stands for race, and that one's like $34,000. The S is $25,000. Again, the standard's about 19, 20. And then from there they have the 1299 Superleggera, stands for super light, and that's basically like their R but on steroids in limited quantities. I think they only made 500 of those. And actually I'll just show you a picture of that one. That's the Superleggera, and that one's $65,000. So you know, Ducati does a bunch of different things with their bikes, and it's always cool to see their different models and, you know, how they push the specs of their current engines to get more horsepower, to make their bikes lighter, and it's just really cool, and it makes them collector's editions. So with this one, this is their new 1299 Panigale R Final Edition. So it's basically like a tricolore of the 1299. Okay, so Italian flag. It's like basically a giant Italian flag. So I think what they were going for is they want it to really pop. They want it to really stand out. It's a Final Edition. They want it to be a collector's item. They're limited. I'm not sure if they're limited in quantity, but they are numbered. So, you know, 1 through, I guess, as many as they have ordered throughout the year is my guess. Perhaps you guys maybe would know in the comment section, but basically it's kind of like a Panigale R tricolore. Okay, so no longer underbelly exhaust. Now it's coming up at that high exhaust, the race exhaust, kind of like a MotoGP style, World Superbike style exhaust. I like the white and the red a lot, but I'm not a huge fan of the green. I think it's really hard to tie green into a bike. And I'm Italian, my last name's Campisi, so I love it, you know, anything Italian, but I don't know, for me it just doesn't work as far as the color schemes go. I mean, I know it's a beautiful bike and a feat of engineering, but I'm just talking about the color scheme of the bike. I definitely don't like the red wheels. I think it could have been better maybe if they matched this titanium color here. And let's look at some other pictures. There's the front end. So the front end looks awesome. If these aren't LED lighting, which it looks a little yellow to me, LEDs are usually a little bit more white and bright. I feel like that's kind of a mistake. If you're going to be paying $35,000 for a motorcycle, I think it should have full LED lighting at this point. But yeah, I mean, the front end looks awesome. I love the white and the red like that separates the front. Yeah, I mean, everything looks, it's still a Panigale, so the body styling looks really cool. There's the numbered edition, so you can see 1 out of nothing, so I guess you can just order, as long as they're getting ordered next year, I guess they'll make them. And then there's a shot of the rear end, which looks freaking awesome. Again, they did this with the Superleggera last year or this year when they announced that. I love the tail of the bike. It looks freaking awesome. And I'm sure those pipes sound insane. Another shot of the front, and I think, let's see. So there's a shot of the top of the bike. So you still have that kind of classic Panigale R badging on the tank. The last version of the Panigale R actually had a stripped aluminum tank, which looked really cool in my opinion. You still get the full LED screen, no mirrors, which is kind of crazy because this is a road bike, so it has to have mirrors. There's the shock off to the side, classic Ducati fashion. The clutch down here, the tail section looks really cool. That's the racing tail section. Again, green, I just feel like it almost looks like Christmas or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's Italian, and I think that's the point they were trying to make. It's an Italian tricolore superbike, and it's a final edition. So yeah, it's kind of sad. It'll be the last year for the Ducati Panigale as a V-Twin. They are working on a V4, but in my opinion, they already came out with the Superleggera, and this to me is kind of like a step backward. It's basically just like a shittier version of the Superleggera. This is the Superleggera. This thing is epic. So look at that. It's got carbon fiber wheels. It's all the bodywork's carbon fiber. This looks a lot better down here, just the way they did it with the fairings. I mean, don't you think that color scheme's way better, Christina?
Yeah, a lot better.
I mean, that is like, this has already been released. So if you're gonna release a final edition, make it the best ever, you know? Like, this to me is way better than the final edition. So I was a little bit let down when they rolled it out and I heard like what the specs were and stuff. It's basically a Panigale R, which is a couple steps down from this. Now, I think they wanted it to be more affordable for people because this is $65,000. But I mean, even if you go back to the last version of the Panigale R, like how sick is that? And up here at the top, it's brushed aluminum on the tank. I mean, it's got red with the black accents. I think that looks incredible. And then even if you go back, they have an Anniversario edition, which is this one right here. So this is actually a Panigale S Anniversario edition. So it's got full LED lighting, it's electronic suspension. To me, I think that looks better than the Tricolore, the new final edition Panigale. Actually, let's see. And these are limited in number, so you can only get, there's only 500 of them. So I don't know. If I was gonna buy one, let's see the gallery here.
You could have any one. Which one would you choose?
Me, if I could have any of these?
Yeah.
I would take the Superleggera. But I mean, don't you think that looks better than the new Tricolore final edition? I mean, the Anniversario, in my opinion, looks a lot cooler. And I think if they would have put black instead of green, I mean, it's still Italian. It says Ducati on there. Everyone knows Ducati's Italian. I don't think they really need it to be Italian. Flag on the bike, so you're riding around like a giant Christmas tree. I don't know, maybe it would grow on me. Maybe I'll see it in person and I'll love it. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, things that I would change, I would definitely make these rims black or the color of this titanium exhaust belly pan. And I don't know. My brother said, like, my dad loved it. He's Italian, obviously. My brother said he didn't really like the fact that it was like a giant Italian flag. He's like, they could just put a little Italian flag on there somewhere or something to get their point across. But yeah, there it is, guys. There's the new 1299 Panigale R final edition. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you think it's incredible? Are you gonna buy one? Do you wish you could afford one? I don't know.
I think everyone wishes they could afford one.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's gonna give me one, obviously I would love it. I think it's awesome. It's probably gonna end up being a collector's edition, especially depending on what happens with the V4. You know, maybe the V4 won't be as cool as the V-Twin, and people will wish that they had the last edition of the Panigale, which in my opinion is the best superbike ever made. Time will tell, you know, we'll see. In November they'll be announcing the V4. We'll get to see hopefully some photos of it. I think a V4 engine, I've ridden the Apparel and I thought that V4 engine was the coolest engine I've ever been on, sound wise, and the way that it makes power. It's a little bit smoother, it's not as rowdy, and it's not as hot. So those are some of the biggest issues with the Panigale, and if the V4 fixes those issues, then I think it could be the best bike ever made. So time will tell. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. Thanks, Christina, for filming. Make sure you hit the like button if you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.